Hiya friends. Today we made Abuela Gloria's brownies. Now, Abuela Gloria, which stands for Grandmother Gloria, was the most precious lady ever. I met her when I was in Colombia, and she made these brownies for us, and they were so delicious. I asked her for the recipe. I've translated it to English, and this is how they turned out. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be one of the most decadent brownies you're ever going to put in your mouth. Welcome back to the Kitchen with Tabby. Let's get cooking. All right, friends, let's get these brownies put together. I'm calling them Abuela's brownies because it was Abuela Gloria that gave me the recipe when we were down in Colombia. It was all in Spanish, so I have translated it to English, and I'm hoping I got it right. You know, Dale always says when he's woodworking that you measure twice and cut once, and I always say the same thing when I'm quilting. Measure twice, cut once. So I've double checked this recipe twice before we get started because I don't want to mess it up. So they were so delicious though, and I had to share it with you guys. I know we just recently made the cafeteria brownies and they were amazing, but these are really, really good, and they're very rich and chocolatey and just, they're decadent. That's what they are. These are a decadent brownie. So I think you guys are going to love them. So let's get it started. So the first thing we're going to do is take 2/3 of a cup, just a scant 2/3. You don't want a heaping 2/3, but just a scant 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to get that in my measuring cup here. Okay, got that. Just a scant 2/3 of a cup. This is my new measuring cup from Pampered Chef, and this is the 1 cup measuring cup. But what I love is on the side here, you can see all the measurements from the inside, and so it shows you everywhere from 1/4 all the way up to 1 full cup. So I'm going to be able to use this same cup for everything. All right, so I'm going to sift my flour. So we're going to dump it into my sifter here, and we're just going to sift that right into our bowl. Now we have to sift our cocoa also, but I don't like sifting cocoa in with my flour sifter. So I'm going to use my little strainer for the sifting on the cocoa. And the cocoa is going to be a heaping 2/3. So just a little bit over 2/3 of a cup. And I'm using the Ghirardelli 100% cacao Dutch process cocoa because I just feel like her brownies were so decadent. Like I said, the chocolate was just an incredible flavor. So I'm hoping this Ghirardelli is some really good chocolate and 100% cacao. So I'm hoping that that's going to be the same quality as what she used. All right, that's right at 2/3. So I'm going to put just a little bit more in there. Now I'm going to run it through my little strainer here. And as you can see, I'm using my kitchen scarf today that Miss Lydia sent me. And Lydia, I love it. This is the coolest thing ever. And just so you guys know, my Amish friend has been able to recreate it. So she's making these now and selling them. So if anybody would be interested in a kitchen scarf, all different patterns, the towels are different colors, just shoot me a private message and I'll let you know the details on them and how you can get yourself one because they are awesome. I absolutely love it. All right, so we've got that in there. Now we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just going to use my whisk and just give this a little whisk to get that cocoa and flour all incorporated together. Okay, I've adjusted my microphone, so I apologize those first couple of minutes. It might have been a little bit muffled because I had it up here too close to my neck. So I've adjusted it. This is another handy thing about this scarf is I can clip my microphone right there. So the volume should be much better now, or the quality, the sound quality should be much better now. All right, so I have mixed my cocoa, my flour, and my salt. Next thing we're going to do is add 2 cups of sugar. So I'm going to use my same little measuring cup here. We're just going to fill this up twice for 2 cups. All right, there's 2. Now we're just going to give that a whisk and get that sugar incorporated in with the flour and the cocoa and the salt. Just give that a nice whisk. I really wish you all could have met Abuela Gloria. She was the sweetest lady. She reminded me a lot of my Hungarian grandmother. Just very sweet spirit, very soft spoken, just a beautiful lady, you can tell. Just a beautiful soul. So you're going to get to meet her through these brownies. How about that? All right, our next step, now I'm switching to my large fork here too. My next step is to add 2 sticks or 1 cup of unsalted butter, and it is melted. So we're going to pour that in. I'm going to get my little silicone spatula here so we don't leave any of that butter in there. All right, now we're going to give that a good mix. And the next thing we're going to add are 4 eggs. I've just got those nice and whisked in my bowl, so I'm going to add those in. And we're going to mix all that in together. Now you could use a stand mixer or a hand mixer if you want, but I think just using my hand is going to be just as good. Just want to get that mixed up until it's nice and incorporated and smooth. And then we still have one more, well actually 2. We have 2 more ingredients to go in. Look how beautiful that batter is. Look at that ribbon. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I wish you could smell it. All right, now we're going to add in about a teaspoon of vanilla. This is my homemade vanilla. It's going to be so good. Of course, I'm measuring with my heart on the vanilla. Let's get that mixed in. Now I'm going to switch to a wooden spoon so I can make sure I can get down in the bottom of that bowl and get all the way around those edges. Just want to make sure you get all the way down to the bottom and get around those edges so you get every bit of that cocoa and flour mixture incorporated in there. And again, look at that. That is the perfect brownie batter. All right, last ingredient. Now, if you want to add nuts, you could absolutely add nuts. I'm not going to because Abuela Gloria did not have nuts in hers, so I'm going to leave it just like she did it. But we're going to put about a cup of chocolate chips, and these are semi-sweet chocolate chips. And I'm just going to eyeball it. This is how many ounces is this? This is a 12-ounce bag, so it's about a cup and a half. So I think that's about right. Just do a little quality control. I'm telling you, those Great Value, the semi-sweet Great Value chips, they are the best. They're so creamy and delicious. You can pay a little more for some of the other brands, but I don't know why you would, because these are delicious. All right. That's all there is to it, my friends. Oh, gosh, I wish you could smell these. All right, so that's all there is to it. Now, I'm going to use my Pampered Chef Brownie Pan so that each piece is going to have edge all the way around it. I love this pan because of that. And I'm going to use my cake goop, and I'm just going to put a little bit of cake goop around on the inside. And if you don't know what cake goop is, I'll post the recipe for it down below. This is the most amazing stuff. It's got a little flour in it. It's got some oil and some Crisco. And you can just grease your little tin or your pan, your cake pan, whatever. Just put a little bit on your silicone brush and just put that in there. And it's much better for you than those aerosols, I promise. I got this recipe for the cake goop from Farm Cooking with Nan. So if you're not following her, you should be. She is amazing, super sweet. But she's the one that taught me about this cake goop recipe. And I've seen Mountain Cooking with Missy use it also. And it's shelf stable. So when you make it, it will last for a very long time. Because I made this jar, I bet I've had this jar for about 8 months now. I made this about 8 months ago. So, and you can see I still have about half left. So it's great for making cakes and things like that to grease your pan with. All right, let's get this in here. I have my oven preheated to 350. Can't remember if I said that earlier. So if I didn't, now I did. 350. All right, friends, there they are. It did go ahead and fill up my whole 3, 6, 9, 12 pieces, and I actually have just a little bit left, so we'll get just a couple more out of this. But these are going to go in the oven, 350. I'm going to bake them for about 12 minutes, and then I'm going to check them. You don't want to over bake them or they'll get too dry. So we're going to start at about 12 minutes, and I'll check them, but I'll let you know exactly how long they bake. Let's get them in there. All right, timer is set. As soon as I take them out, I'll come back, I'll show them to you, and we'll give them a taste together. I might even get a little dollop of ice cream. I'll be right back. All right, friends, here it is. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness, I've put a little ice cream on the side. We're gonna give it a little taste now and see. The top is nice and crunchy, which is what I wanted. The inside is soft and moist. They baked for about 23 minutes in my oven. All ovens are different, but I would start checking them early, like I said, because you don't want them to overbake. All right, let's give it a taste. Thank you, Lord, for this food. Amen. And for Abuela Gloria for sharing her recipe. Oh my goodness. You guys, I promise you, if you make these brownies, you're gonna love them. I promise you. And you know, Sweetheart Day is coming up, Valentine's Day. If your sweetie loves chocolate, this is the brownie to make. It is absolutely decadent. I cannot say that word enough. It is rich and chocolatey. Make sure you use some really good cocoa powder. Don't skimp on the cocoa powder. It just makes it. It absolutely makes it. They're chewy, they're fudgy, moist, have that nice little crunch on top. Put it on the side of some ice cream. I promise you, you're going to be in love with them, and whoever you make them for is going to be in love with you. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your day is going amazing, and I hope it gets better and better every minute that goes by. Remember, I love you so, so much, but God loves you even more than I do, okay? Don't forget also, this recipe, all my other recipes will be on my website. Credit to this one, obviously going to Abuela Gloria. Hands down, one of the best brownies I've ever had. Remember, the link to this recipe is going to be on our group page, Cooking Within the Kitchen with Tabby. Most all of my links to my recipes you'll find on that page. If you don't find it, just hop on over to my website, inthekitchenwithtabby.com. Click on recipes up at the top. That will open up the blog with all of the recipes there. And there's also a little search bar over on the right-hand side. You can type it in, whatever you're looking for. If you don't find what you're looking for, let me know and I'll try to find a recipe and I'll make it for you. If you're watching on Instagram or YouTube, remember that the link to the recipe will be in the comments, and on YouTube it will also be in the full description. So click on more right underneath the video and you'll see the full description with the link to the recipe there. All right, guys, that's it. Remember, Christ is the unseen guest at every dinner table, the silent listener at every conversation. Just make sure those words coming out of your mouth are pure and sweet like honey, whether you're speaking to yourself or whether you're speaking to others. Remember to shine your light, love on each other, and lift each other up, because that's what we're called to do. Get in the kitchen, make something good, and most importantly, make a memory. Create something fun with somebody that you love. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.